Hello guys, welcome back to DM's Montreal Beer Review Season 7. This is the 4th episode, 4th review. Tonight we've got a beer from Nova Scotia and out of Halifax, and this is the Garrison Brewery I'm talking about, Garrison Brewing Company. And this is their seasonal Oktoberfest Brau, or in English I guess you could say Brau. It's a marzen style lager, German style of beer, generally brewed in March historically as well. And then they age it and sort of store it until the Oktoberfest events take place. We don't really get any Garrison beers here, nor do we get any other Nova Scotian beers, but I've already had the winter warmer from this brewery and it was really good. Thanks to Lee, better known as Halifax from Hoagley Beer Reviews, for sending me that beer last year. Also cheers to his friend Wolfgang Strudel, who usually reviews this beer about this time of the year, a bit early I guess. So I found this bottle in Toronto for about $4 for something, a bit on the pricier side, but it's a half litre kind of German shaped bottle, so it should be fine. And still I was really excited to try any beers from Garrison. So the ABV in this one is 4.9, and the description here says Germany's most popular fall beer. This Oktoberfest Brau is brewed in the traditional marzen style, pleasant toffee-like flavors, medium body, and low hopping make this a seasonal lager worthy of celebration. Okay, that works for me. It's got a nice cool Garrison cap with the cannon. I guess it's the logo, it's a symbol. I'm happy actually doing this review still in October. Alright, so it's a nice, interesting, intriguing body. I would say this is a deep copper color. You could say a dark amber too. The head has that caramel quality to the color. But as you can see, it's dissipating, slowly but surely. By the way, marzens are not supposed to be the most, astonishing looking beers. The aroma has a very grainy smell overall, very grainy texture. But I'm guessing some toffee and caramel notes. A bit of a certain fruitiness to it, maybe plums or prunes, something like that. Cheers. It's funny. It starts out kind of typical for maybe a Vienna style lager, so nothing close to your typical pale lager, but still very similar texture to maybe things like Sam Adams. And then the aftertaste brings you more flavors out. You get some fruits, some caramel, some toffee, and also a bit of a kind of kick. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's not a hop kick, it's not an alcohol kick, but it sort of becomes thicker at the end. I don't know how to explain that. Fairly highly carbonated, which is fine for marzen. Considering this is less than 5% alcohol by volume, it should be fairly easy drinkable and sessionable. It's got a very pronounced bread and caramel flavor, but look, the head's gone. But I'm going to take a few moments with the beer, come back, give you my verdict and final thoughts. But so far, I can say it's a solid example of the style, which is something I would expect from this brewery because I think it's a good brewery. Yeah, nothing too mind-blowing, but for its style, it's very good. So I'm back with the beer. What can I say? It's still, in my opinion, it's still a proper marzen, proper Oktoberfest beer, but just some certain qualities that might make me feel that this is a bit above average, a bit more interesting, a bit more complex. At the same time, there's certain things that turn me down, and I'll probably start with them. But first I'm going to talk about something that turned me down right away, and it was actually the head. I don't mind, as I've said, marzens are not supposed to have the hugest head and a really long lasting head retention, but when I was pouring the rest of the bottle into the glass, into the mug, after I stopped the review, the sound it was making, the sound the foam was making as it was fizzling away, made me feel I'm drinking, a soft drink, maybe drinking Coke, which I don't really drink either way, so that's twice as strange. That was really not nice, and I don't understand how that's the case. I mean, it's a very carbonated beer, but shouldn't it take... I've never had a beer like that, unless, I'm talking about some Budweiser or something. So that was that. Second thing I didn't like too much is the body of the beer. It actually gets quite hefty, and it's not a hassle to drink. It doesn't have any, strong alcohol taste or anything, but it's a very thick kind of texture, I'm guessing. I'm going to actually ask Lee, if you're watching this, Lee at Halifax, if you're watching this, did you have the same thing going on in your beers? You've had, I've had this beer 3 years in a row, I think. It's still a very smooth drinking beer, but I'm not really calling this sessionable, and that's because, you know, it's kind of heavy. So now let's talk about the positive side, the sunshine. Well, it's got some interesting qualities that I wouldn't expect in this style of beer. Namely, I'm getting some nice fruity notes, and it's just not just caramel and bread, you know, typical things you'd expect in the mountain, and without them this would not be the beer it's supposed to be. But I'm getting some even slight tartness and maybe sour cherries, plums, a bit of apple. That's quite lovely. I kind of like that. And as you drink it, carbonation kind of, you know, ceases to be so aggressive and becomes pleasant, and you get more and more fruity notes. Still a very bready feel to it, still caramel and toffee I'm getting, but it's a little more. So that's certainly nice, and that's why I'm still happy I've tried this beer. Overall, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10, you know, to be balanced. And overall, I'm not complaining too much. I was expecting just a little more from it, but it's still a proper marzen, and it's a good example of the standard work. So, once again, 7 out of 10 for Oktoberfest Brau from Garrison. Sticks a good beer, guys. See you in the next episode. Cheers.